soon.
Do it.
I want to grab my book. All right, whatever. I'm grabbing my
Get your book. Get your book. All right. Oh,
Good afternoon, everybody.
Hello.
This is Mark, Christine, Jonathan, and Susan took a peek at a book, something like that. I don't know what she did. But ancient knowledge. An ongoing discussion. Now Susan's back. All right. What are we talking about today, you guys? As I'm fighting the pollen, I can't really talk that well, so you guys have to carry a lot of that conversation.
It's all good. It's all good.
It's okay.
Yeah.
But before we read from the book,
yeah.
Can I tell everybody the thing that I learned?
It'll cost you a quarter.
No, you can't. No, nope, you can't. We're not here to learn. Nope, never.
Okay, hold on. All right, hold on. I even took like a little bit of notes. Okay, so check it out. Okay, there was this lady. What was her name? I got it here somewhere. Lily. No, Lily Koskov, something like that. Lily Koskov, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, she didn't. So, basically, alchemy, right? So she did an experiment. Okay, wait. Am I jumping ahead? Hold on. Okay, so she does an experiment, right, where she puts this gold salt flakes and right, because that's the sun. Gold belongs to the sun. Silver belongs to the moon. Mercury belongs to Mercury. Tin belongs to Jupiter, right? Lead is one of them. Saturn, that's lead. Yes. Heavy, weigh you down. Lead. Anyway, so this lady put the gold flakes together and the silver flakes, right, on this like piece of paper thing and put it somewhere during an eclipse, right? And the particles just started naturally during a lunar eclipse, started naturally gravitating towards each other and forming together.
Wow.
But that's normally that's yin and yang, yes? Silver is yin and gold is yang. And automatically I think they're kind of magnetic. And with the moon power it must be, full moon. It's
amazing.
Like...
it was an eclipse.
Was that on YouTube? Is that on YouTube?
TikTok.
Okay.
TikTok.
Okay, but it was when they merged together was when the moon and the sun merged together, right? And you know how I say I know things and it's weird shit, but I just can't put it together. Right? So okay, wait, because I'm always like the pyramids do shit. You know what I mean? Like do that, right?
Yeah.
Because I really want to do that, and I'm like, I really want to experiment with the pyramids. But so wait, right? Because think about it. Tutankhamun, say it right.
Teotihuacan.
Tutankhamun.
Oh, yeah, Tutankhamun. Yeah.
No, the one in Mexico, the
Teotihuacan.
Okay.
Teotihuacan. Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So there's 3 chambers under Teotihuacan that were filled with mercury, liquid mercury, right?
Yeah.
And nobody was like, I was like, what the hell was that for? You know what I mean? And they're like, oh, reflective pool, Okay, those people weren't stupid. You know what I mean? Water does the job. You don't need mercury for that.
They didn't have CNN during ancient pre-Aztec Mexico. Sorry, they didn't have CNN back then.
Yeah, right. So anyway, so think about it, okay? So then you have a pyramid, and underneath it is mercury. So at some point, when mercury's make some kind of thing, then you can do alchemy. You can change things in a physical level. Yes, in the physical reality. And then like the Egyptian pyramids, they had limestone, right? And they were topped with a golden right?
Yes. The capstone is gold.
The sun lines up, Sirius, the shafts. I'm telling you, I know it. I just wish I knew it.
Right. Well, and wasn't the pyramids covered with a layer of limestone blocks?
Yes.
Yeah.
They said that you could see it from miles away because it like shined in the sun.
It was very shiny.
Yeah, it was like all white. And it had
the golden
almost like the Orgone pyramid, and it had the goldstone cap.
Yep. probably that the knowledge
I
might
know.
come. That will come when within 2 years it can be revealed, because now it's yet too
Right.
early, I think, because we still have to get rid of those dark powers, or they misuse it again.
I really think the human race is going to rediscover a lot of stuff
Yeah, I think
in
so
our
too.
lifetime, and going on after us, definitely. Oh yeah.
That's what
I
I
think
mean.
they already did. Maybe they already did. They didn't tell us. They're keeping that
Yeah,
to
of
themselves.
course.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they like they're like, oh, they burned the Library of Alexandria. Okay, in war, who goes for the library? You know what I
No,
mean?
they have.
Right.
You
Yeah,
know what
but,
I mean? Something good was in there.
Right.
You know
Mhm.
what
Yeah.
I mean?
but
And
I
then they just
think
burn it. No, this was
no.
Rome. This was one of the first peoples of our time that really documented things.
Yeah. Mhm.
I think I read somewhere they copied all the books and they went to another place. They're not all burned, those books.
Wow,
Oh,
we're in the
Right.
Vatican.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what, all our protests are so pointless. Like, what protests release the info from the Vatican, release the 5,000 free energy patents, release that stuff. Like do
Mhm.
something that does
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Free energy patents. Oh my god. It could
Yeah,
transform
but
the
I'm
entire
telling you,
world.
man. I'm telling
Transform
you.
the entire world.
Alignments, Christine, we know astrology. Gerard just does stuff so he can build.
Yeah. Yeah, and but if you want to keep food good and you have the right measurements from a pyramid, it will stay good. It will not go bad. It will not go bad. It can
Right.
stay there for long, long, long time.
Well,
So
that was
even for
was,
that we need it.
Wilhelm Reich in his orgone accumulator. He put bread and foods in there, and they didn't spoil.
Yeah. But we
Inside of the
need
orgone
that in the
accumulator.
future. If
Yes.
there is, I think we have to. Yeah, I think it's
That was
very
one of
good
the tests
idea.
he ran. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it was a pyramid shaped like a pyramid,
Yeah,
according to the people that saw it.
yeah. And it
Unfortunately,
has to be the right
the
measurement.
FDA burned all of his schematics and blueprints, and burned all of his notes, and probably shot his dog, and did horrible things.
Mhm.
Because I think he was it would have been really, really interesting if he had been supported and Reich had been supported, and to put those two guys together and to see what they could have come up with.
Yeah,
Reich and Tesla at the same time.
yeah. That would be
Oh,
amazing.
yeah.
That would be
Yeah.
amazing. All
Mhm.
genius together. Wow.
Yes. Yeah,
Mhm.
definitely.
They'll never. The reptilians will never let that happen.
Yeah,
But yeah,
Because
but
they
if you
Yep.
We do.
Yeah.
We
They-
do.
yeah.
We pay for it.
Right, with our taxes.
And then when I'm like, hey, everybody, just say, screw it. We're not doing nothing anymore. See how long they last. See how long this
Yeah.
society sustains
Right.
when no one shows up for work tomorrow. But nobody will do it. I don't understand. You know how easy that is? You know how easy that is? Seriously? Okay, you might have to do it without electricity and stuff. But that's what I mean. We're staying unified, but we're not. You know why? Because just brainwash. It's just there's
Yes.
just some serious heavy brainwashing going on,
Yeah.
man. And
Mhm.
everybody's at different levels. I mean,
Mhm.
even we're still brainwashed. We're just at a different level. But some of those people, man, nope. Nope. I'm on Bill Gates' team with that one.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, sorry. I can't take it. It's insane. Because now with this whole, can we say Russia and Ukraine?
Yes.
I don't know. Is that banned yet?
Is that illegal yet? To have
I mean,
opinion?
Yeah, right.
Something they put in
But
my
it's
phone every day?
even that is more censored. Do you know that all RT channels are totally censored? Lee Camp is
Yeah.
totally censored. They're
Oh, they've been
100%
destroyed.
censored.
They're
It's much
not allowed to exist anymore.
No, but you know
It's
what?
what's
That
coming out.
means that Putin has find something, I think, which is absolutely we should not know. I think he's up to something. I have no idea, but like all it's like again like all the powers against the natural medicine. Now they're all against Russia. I mean, already for a long time. Yeah, there must be something really important there.
It also tells me that Americans are getting are having a lot of Americans, and this is going back to Russiagate and all that bullshit. Is that a lot of Americans have thrown out the mainstream media narrative on Putin and on Russia, and are going and looking at him
Now they
outside
do.
the echo chamber, and it's working. Not for everyone, because some of the people that I know and talk with here locally, that know COVID is bullshit and know the wars are bullshit, all of a sudden they're all, oh, Ukraine, we gotta support Ukraine, and no, we don't. They don't get that.
No.
They'll figure it out over time,
Mhm.
But anyway.
Mhm. Yeah, no, but it seems to be censor is like
Yes.
I mean, it's
Also,
like mind blowing.
They have to control your mind. They
Yeah.
have to control your mind, because if they don't, their world is going to fall apart.
But it is gonna fall apart because this everything goes much more in a higher speed. So people, okay, they fall for it now, but that will not take as long, I hope so, than it was for the COVID nonsense. And I think it's just crumbling down.
No, you know what happened? People are so weak. Not even weak. I guess they're just empty vessels, like I said. There's just some people that are empty vessels. And
there are.
that's mean, but I mean that on every level, shape, and form.
Yeah, it's true. It's
They're
true.
empty.
Yeah.
And they have no virtue or self-worth or self-love, that they have to get their virtue from the next thing that the TV tells them to be virtuous about. And now that they lost COVID to look like a hero and be a hero,
Right.
now they have Ukraine to be a hero.
Yes.
And
true. Yeah.
It
is also true.
I can't stand them anymore. Seriously, my ghetto's coming out. And yesterday I was all moving my head and everything, going like this. That's when you know it's getting serious.
Yeah.
Oh, don't be such a hater. I love it. I love the fact that we have adult heroes now. I think we should have underoos for all of them. We need Bill Gates underoos. We need Kelsey underoos. I think we should just go all the way. Let's just go all the way with this adult hero nonsense.
We might have to explain to a few people what underoos are, Gerard, but yeah.
I love underoos.
I know.
They were great.
They were cool.
Everybody knows what underoos are.
Wonder Woman. I had Daisy from the Dukes of Hazzard.
Awesome, yes.
I had rare underoos.
Or the full-length pajamas, the ones with the plastic feet. We can have like Fauci full-length pajamas with the plastic feet.
Yeah.
You can have like a little syringe that comes out the side, so anytime you want to take it, just jab yourself. Oh, I love it. We should do that.
Every time you sneeze, just, oh yeah. And how about that? 1,291 side effects.
Yeah, I love
that
it.
Was just coincidentally made publicly known. They just knew that the deadline was running out to release that info, and then look over here, big bad Putin.
Yeah, but seriously, but now this is not a joke. People are getting very, very sick. Now, people who took the vaccine a year ago. It is. I hear it from a nurse. They're really getting very, very sick. Now it's coming. I mean,
in connection with that, there are reports coming out from Ukraine, from the areas that the Russians have taken control of, that there have been labs discovered where weapons grade.
There's 15.
Yeah. Where
But I
the
knew
West
that.
was cooking up with Ukraine's cooperation, was cooking up new biological weapons.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I knew that before
Mhm.
they started saying Russia found out about them. There's
Mhm.
15 labs that we fund that are just like the Wuhan lab.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah,
And
right
we have
at
to
the
protect
border. Guess what? I don't want you there either.
you.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And that is what people are so stupid. The big bad Putin. Yeah.
Right.
They kill.
Mhm.
Yeah. They want to be. They're
Right.
so self-destructive people. So self-destructive.
Mhm.
Amazing. Actually, it is,
Yeah.
isn't it? People are so self-destructive.
Yeah, but anyway, so it was a clip of a guy from the UK Parliament. So I don't know. I'm not that into politics. It drives me nuts. It makes me want to vomit, and then I have to like stay a night in the woods to get back to normal.
Yeah,
I
you
do
do.
too much, so I have to stay. I really seriously, I got to get back to nature. I'm so glad spring is coming because I can't anymore. It's yucky. It's literally like a shit weight that you just put inside you.
Mm.
and
Yeah.
and you got to get it out to be human again. And yeah, I can't stand it. But damn it, I don't remember what I was saying.
About the labs. About the lab.
Yeah.
The Wuhan labs.
No, it wasn't about the labs. I
Oh,
already did that.
yes. No.
Yeah. No, it was something else. I don't know. Something they didn't do, whatever.
Yeah. Anyhow, you discovered it before even the Russian discovered it.
No, they had to know. He's been complaining about that forever.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, the most
Yeah.
important part is that no one's talking about HIV. You know, the fact that they were using HIV vectors to
Yeah.
play with things in laboratories. And I think that more than anything should scare the hell out of everybody. Because it was Australia, they stopped testing or doing something with that because people they were testing on were coming positive for HIV. Not that they had HIV, but they were testing positive for it. It's just like this is the beginning of the movie I Am Legend. Like, what the hell is wrong with us?
It's AIDS, because I looked into that when all that came out. So AIDS and HIV are different, and HIV causes AIDS, but AIDS is just acquired immune deficiency syndrome. It means acquired. Okay, that's different than being born with.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, that-
different. That means you acquired it. You know what I mean? So that means they had the vaccine and they acquired it. So when people say, like, Fauci did this in the 80s, yeah, he did.
He did it.
All right.
Yeah.
We should probably read something. I think we've gone as far as we probably should go down that horrible banning discussion level.
Oh, wait. Julie McAdams reminded me, right? It's UK Parliament. Anyway, so the dude, I didn't catch it because like it was a clip and then it seemed like he must have talked longer and then they clipped that into a clip. But anyway, the headline was something about all the side effects, injuries, and deaths, and that like the government. So this is what I hate, okay? When they say the government is going to pay for it, they mean you're going to pay for it, okay?
Yeah,
The
true.
government doesn't make money. It takes your money.
No, that's fake news. That's fake. Don't be on my channel lying. Don't be lying. All right. When they say the government's gonna pay for it, you don't have enough money to pay for it. That's fractional reserve banking. You're gonna pay this much. Your kids are gonna pay this much. Your grandkids are gonna pay this much, and they never bring enough money in circulation to let you pay it off. So that's what they mean by it. You'll never pay it off.
Because all money in circulation is debt-based currency.
Yes.
Yep.
You will always collectively owe more than the money that's
Than
in
you get.
circulation.
Yep.
Permanent slavery, baby. Permanent slavery.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I said. We're all slaves. Let's just all not go to work next week and see what happens. Hey, whatever. We can, you know what I mean? Gas will share. Just be nice to each other. We'll make it through. They'll collapse before we will. Because you know what? Them going out, because if nobody at the electric power plant shows up to work, guess what? They don't have electric either.
No.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
you know what I mean? and they don't know how to run that shit. They don't even know how to flush a toilet probably. So I'm just saying, they don't do shit. Kill us.
You think they have servants that pulls the plunger for them?
Yeah, they have. Yeah.
Yeah.
They have robots. They have
President
robots.
Obama's daughter touched the door. But yeah, anyway, so this is what I'm saying. He was saying something about because there's going to be so many people, right, with this thing, with all this health stuff, that the government is going to have to probably fund, like, so guess what? Held to the motherfucking no. No way. No way. Because let me tell you, for 2 years, I heard it's your choice. It's your responsibility. If you don't want to wear a mask, then you can lose your job. If you don't want to take the vaccine, then you can die. Okay, well, that was your choice. If you took the vaccine and you're going to mutate in a zombie, deal with it. Suck it up. That's your responsibility. I pay for it. No. Violence is consent.
Yes?
I'm saying it loud and clear. No.
Christine? See,
Yes?
that's what I was telling you. That since Susan done visited, we found out she's a real Jersey girl. All that stuff that we have never heard, ever in her life have we heard Susan say, oh, to the MF, no, okay? She's actually a very real Jersey girl. I thought she was AI for a little while, but Susan is actually
Okay, that's what I mean. I was watching that yesterday. Even right now, like my heart is beating fast. Like, oh, I will kill someone. Like, I swear to God, because no way, no freaking way. After you lectured me for 2 years about like, oh, you want to die for not taking it, and being an asshole about me making an ultimatum, not even a choice, an ultimatum. Right. Guess what?
Right.
You chose. Nope. You ain't including me in that. I will study law as long as it takes to never pay a tax ever again.
Well, okay, so let's. You always gotta find the rainbow. You always gotta look on the brighter side, and the brighter side is it really resolved a lot of dating issues, right? It really resolved a lot of marriage issues. You know, there are a lot of people who, you know, you immediately got dequalified. So
exactly. That's true. It's so easy. It's so much more easier.
Yeah, when you find out your wife got AIDS, it's easier to break up.
Oh.
Okay, Jonathan, will you read something, please, Jonathan?
It's the plumber. I got to answer this. I'll be right back. All right.
Oh, Lord.
And now
we're in the weeds. We got to pull up. We are deep in the weeds.
You're deep in the weeds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
okay.
I don't know. I'm not saying be mean to them or I have compassion. Like, you have no idea how bad I want to tell my fellow coworkers about all the side effects that came out.
Yeah, actually it's true.
But I'm not mean.
No, it's true actually, because were so much more excluded. They were not excluded. Now they depend on us, so they can maybe the least they can do is become humble.
Yeah.
They were scolding us for.
I wouldn't be intentionally mean, and if someone was like sitting there, I don't know if I'd give them mouth to mouth though. I gotta be honest, I'm not getting that teenage shit on me. I'll call 911, but I ain't giving you mouth to mouth.
So just being realistic. I like what Max Egan had to say. Max Egan said our biggest ally are people who are tricked. Because those people who are tricked or forced into it, they're going to need support, right?
Yeah,
because they were fooled by the planet. And the whole you can't sue these companies is based in them not showing willful negligence. And we have, beyond a shadow of doubt, more than enough evidence all over the world, from the high wire to everywhere else, to show that they showed gross negligence. And they proved that by trying to delay the FDA of having to release the data for freaking 50 years,
Mm.
and they now are forced to release all by September. So
Yes.
there's no question whether or not they were hiding something. The question is, what is it? But the people who are fooled, they're our greatest ally. You know, so it's all jokes aside. You know,
Yes.
they're definitely our greatest ally because they're the ones who will be adjoining, hopefully, a class action lawsuit that will bring
Yeah.
this industry to its knees.
Yeah, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. And a lot of people were forced. I mean, they have to feed a family, they have to feed their kids, and not everybody has the courage to, okay, they have to go to work. But there were really like the nasty ones who were like superior, I am very,
Yeah.
and willingly not wanting to know the information. Those people I don't feel compassion for.
Yeah, no, like I
So,
said, I mean, my personal friends aren't, but my coworkers' friends and like some of them are my friends. Most of them are, and most of them are actually really good people. And you know, but then there's a few other people that I'm not friends with that work there that I'm gonna be like, oh, I feel really bad for you, and that is it. Like, you know what I mean? Because she's
Well,
one of those high and mighty, you know what I mean? And yeah,
they're different types of people, right? There were people who the whole time were like, we don't really know what's going on. Let's be careful, make your own
right.
choices and whatever. And then there were people like, you know what? I'm going to put on my arm badge. I'm going to join the brigades. I'm going to go knock door to door. And I'm going to report you and your children if you don't do what I did. So there's
that is,
definitely different types of people when it came to this. And I'll be honest, I have a lot more empathy for the people who were fooled. They thought they
Me
were doing
too.
the right thing. They just weren't exposed to a lot of what we were. Then the people who were like willingly in lockstep, willing to goose step for these corporations. Again,
Right.
yeah. Yeah, and that's true. And I want to talk to them now, so the people are really scolding at me. But yeah, because they're out of my, I mean, they left. I feel like, okay, how are you feeling now? You know, but I'm not that mean. But I
No,
must know
me
now. But then
neither.
now they're thinking, oh, I'm not so much busy. I mean, that's like the yogis also. I mean, sorry, I have to say. So they slowly by slowly find out they've been fooled. I mean, then you should know that. But then say, no, no, now I'm going to meditate. So they don't take responsibility for what their action nor for their words. And that is totally wrong.
Well, you know
I
what?
agree with
Also,
you,
At least you could be
Christine.
humble and say, I was wrong. Hmm?
I agree with you, Christine. I think Susan is mean. See, what I would do if you needed mouth to mouth, I'd get a plastic bag and kind of poke a hole in it and just try to put it around my lips in a way where I could just, but I'm not
no,
touching your lips. That's just not going to happen.
no, because we don't understand DNA, and I already get my period every 2 weeks just from working around vaccinated people. So I am not putting my mouth on one.
Well, we just using words today. Use your words. Come on. Use your words.
Mhm.
Donut,
Yeah.
Ovaltine, experiment. Use your
Oh
words.
yeah,
Don't use their words.
the experiments. That's nice. The
Mhm.
experiments. I'll call them experiments. That's more politically correct.
Yeah.
Well, it's 100% correct. I mean, my philosophy. I mean, so what is an
Yeah.
experiment to me? That's a relative word. It's up to
Yeah.
you. Like medicine is relative. You determine what you want to deal with and what you don't. And me, everything in CVS is an experiment. Everything in Walgreens is an experiment.
Mm.
Like I'm fighting with this pollen, and I mean the last 4 or 5 days has been hell for me. I mean it was so bad I had to go hold up in a hotel. I mean it's one thing to live off grid alone, and it's another thing to be sick off grid alone.
Yeah.
Like that is
That's
it
not good.
literally puts you in harm's way because there are things that you got to do on a daily basis, and if you can't think clear because you're foggy because of the pollen and everything else. So, but the point I'm making is that when it comes to being sick, I'd rather be sick for a few days than to put an experiment in my body, headache medicine, unnatural synthetic antihistamines, and have to deal with the side effects of the poisoning for the next 10 years, 10 months. I mean, no one knows the long-term effects of any of these drugs in our bodies, so I don't take any of them. They're all an experiment to me. Like, this is nothing new.
Yeah.
So real quick, it just reminded me of the Bible and Revelations, right? Remember when they said like, so there'll be the people that are really godlike and just refuse the beast no matter how much they torture them or whatever, right?
Mhm.
The mark.
Mhm.
Yes.
And then there's those that just 100% for it, like just totally deceived, have no sense of self. They're just going to step in line and take the mark no matter what. And then
Yeah.
there's those that are going to be deceived, but like later on during the struggles turn to God. That is just like now with the donut people.
Different
Mhm.
language.
It is.
Same
But
idea. Yeah.
yeah, but I listened to a talk. I mean, and that was from my guru again, and she said there will be the disease because of you're wrong of the path, you're not following the path, and this will be incurable, and that will be. And she said, she said also like, most people will not listen to their own intuition, and this will be no one will be able to cure it. And I think she talks, and it's between 20 and 24 there will be a disease, and I think it will be the side effects from that donuts. And and she said people will, because that will slowly build up and it becomes worse and worse and worse, and you cannot heal them. She said you cannot heal them. So you have to be, and she always warned, but 90% of the yogis are vaccinated. Yeah, sorry, I've, the one she told us to be very careful, and the first one was to take it. Are fools. We fools,
Yeah.
yogis. Ah, crazy. Sorry. Then I have that kind of irony with me. I mean, if you're warned for something and you think you're respectful and you said I'm a very devoted disciple or whatever you can call it, yeah, then please listen. I have a whole whatever she told, she warned and warned, and she said, don't listen to the media, don't listen to don't look at. She said it over and over and over again in every talk. But yeah, people. But she said also, is you guys, no, you folk, you humans, you always do the opposite. If Christ says A, then everybody's going to do B. If Mohammed said C, everybody does do the opposite what the prophet said. That is the kind of humans, how humans are.
Yes.
And this
Yeah.
shit, and then deities, other deities said, they were really discussing, should we keep the humans? Should we keep them? That is the discussion among deities. Yeah. So they can,
Right.
they have that, in a kind of way, they have that power. They're the gods, and anyhow, they have that godlike power, and they can do, they can do in a swift, they can, they can do in a swift, they can destroy us. It's not difficult. And God, she's also said, yeah, you humans, you always think so high of yourself. Did you create the stars? Did you create the heavens? Did you create the planets? Did you do it? So actually, basically, you can't do anything. You can't create something new. In a way, she was like, people are like, so, and that's why, she says more like, why don't you listen to the prophets? It's always sent to earth, and humans are the most difficult to recognize what is important.
You give people teaching, and nine people out of 10, the teaching will just fall on them at a totally
Yeah,
literal.
it's not like they say that we can plant many seeds, but so
3D
many
level.
seeds.
Right. And then the few that really do, that really are moral and intelligent and self-reflective, those are the people that will see there's something else besides the surface symbol layer.
Yes. So it's all very superficial. And people keep to the surface. Yeah.
Yeah, like I really, like I said, with the pyramids and that alchemy thing and the mercury underneath and the gold cap tops, I think that we have or had, I know we had, and that we can rebuild that, right?
Yeah,
And like
true.
we're on certain energy alignments and certain alignments in the stars, and energy it's through the pyramid somehow, because even Tesla said about the ether, and it would be a natural energy grid, and it would actually almost light up
Mhm.
like a ring around the earth, and it would connect us more to the ether, where humans wouldn't be so shitty.
Yep.
Like we would be
Yeah,
more
I think
noble
that's yeah.
because we were in a more heightened frequency state, right?
Yes.
Like a more natural state.
Yeah.
So I think all this shit we have that's so freaking unnecessary, and
Mhm.
like all the
Yeah.
matter that we keep
Yeah.
creating just keeps us sinking down and
Yeah.
sinking down, and our earth is not on its natural energy
Mm.
pattern thingy that it needs to be. And then like we can even make it better with the pyramids and stuff. And yeah, so let's do that experiment.
Yeah.
That's basically the cosmology that C.S. Lewis put in his science fiction trilogy. And he got it from the classical world, because that was the cosmology, the metaphysical understanding of the heavens.
Oh yeah.
And it was alive, it was conscious. The ether
It is
was
it's consciousness. It's absolutely it's consciousness.
yes. Yeah.
Yeah, but we all during the ages we went deeper and deeper in the matter. That's why we don't pick it up anymore. Because if you read, yeah, we talked about it last week. If you have novels reading from 1900, the beginning of in 1800, they're very beautiful, very nice. But now it's gross and it's easy. It's like it doesn't has that subtlety that
even
used
the
to.
way we speak,
Yes.
even the way we spoke 60, 70 years ago is not as vulgar and crude. And trust me, I know, I'm aware, okay?
Yeah, it's true.
As it is now. I'm aware that I'm hypocritical about my own speech. That's what I mean. I don't like it because like sometimes I say things because we're so used to saying them. And I really do believe that we speak shit into existence. And then I get like mad at myself, like, oh, stop saying that. You know what I mean? Or like if, when you get frustrated and like life sucks, and I'm like, life does not suck. Stop saying that. You know what I mean? Even though I might be upset in the moment, life doesn't suck. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, because our words and our like even especially Shakespeare time when they wrote and stuff, how beautiful and eloquent and they
eloquent
meant
and
what they
beautiful.
said, and now it's just all garbage.
Yeah. Even if you read, I mean, if my mother and my father, when they were engaged, the letters they wrote were very beautiful, actually, very like from respectful and honoring. I mean, my father honoring my mother and my mother my father. It's actually very beautiful. But that is when you write a letter. It's nice when you do that.
Yeah.
And that's it. And really, that took time from it, and so that's. It was also more slower society. Now everything is speedy. But then it was more like, it was more slower, and they took their time for everything.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Because
and some concepts require more complex phrasing than people today are willing to put up in terms of in terms of the time they're allotted or their expectations or the time they're willing to put in. We have been there has been a reduction not only in our vocabulary but in our time, in our attention span.
Yes.
And it's artificial. And I think also the technology, we talk about rewiring our DNA chemically, but I think we're also doing it electronically as well.
Yes.
I think that might have been very disturbing. I mean, I think the energy is very beautiful, like Tesla meant it, but the way they made it, I think that they made it more damageable. It's damaging.
Right.
But I think if we use this, I don't know, because he says free energy, but he doesn't. Is that not? Oh yeah, free energy is, or the zero. No, like Stephen Greer. How does he call it, Gerard?
0 point energy, point
Yeah.
zero energy, 0.
I think that is harmless. It's harmless, I believe.
Yeah.
If we were to take
like
ordinary Americans from like the late 19th century. And
Yes.
these were people that probably read, taught themselves how to read, people that were in rural settings, and they were articulate and literate. All you have to do is look at, like you said, their letters, read their letters. These people have a vocabulary much greater than the average, so-called average American today.
Yeah.
If you took those people and put them into, brought them into the present and said, okay, here's what the government is doing. Here's what the media is doing. This is an organization called the CDC, and this is what they're telling people. And then this is what's going on internationally. And this is what the United States has done. They would laugh their asses off at us.
Yeah.
How can you people fall for this shit?
Yeah.
No, they wouldn't have fallen for this 120 years ago.
No, they wouldn't.
They were
But they
too
were also
smart.
much more self-reliant in many, even the it was not like they're the intellectuals. Everybody knows a little bit from everything. And
Yeah.
of course they have their specialities, the writers and things, but they still knew how to do gardening and things like that. But
Oh yeah,
all fell away.
definitely.
Thanks to the
self-reliant,
thank-
self-taught. Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But and that's the beauty that has gone, and we have to revive that again.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why it's very beautiful when you read books of Khalil Gibran, or and that the other one is what Laurie sometimes reads out of it. The other famous poet. You were reading it also for a while.
What's that?
A poet also from India, Rumi also.
Rumi, yes.
Rumi.
Rumi is Persian, and he's a Sufi master. He's a Sufi.
Yes, Sufi. Yeah, they're beautiful. They're beautiful.
They are
Yeah.
amazing. Yeah.
And
I
then
gotta
the
say
one
something
you
real
read,
quick.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
I think I just said I got to say something real
Yeah.
quick because I was going to get. I'm
Yeah.
on the back road. I'm gonna lose a signal, and the signal just went away. So I actually had to
Okay.
back up to get a signal real quick. No, on that, Christine, it was something interesting with 0 point energy because we say it was harmless, but I remember listening to Saj Guru, and I did a live stream a long time ago about it. There is a temple in India that talks about the 0 point energy, right? It talks about what Vimanas used, and that they actually had to stop using them for the damage it was doing to the earth. That there was something that, that form of energy, assuming that the Vimanas are based in the same technology 0 point or free energy is, and that, there's a lot of different types of free energy, but there was one certain type that on that temple wall, it was basically explaining that they had to stop using the Vimanas because it was destroying something on the earth.
Wow, that's interesting. I don't know. I have nothing about that. That's interesting. Wow, I want to know
You can't
that.
miss a live stream. You can't miss a live
Yeah,
stream. That was back when I was interesting and I wasn't like a wild man living in the wild.
yeah, I would find. Yeah, if you have that live stream again, I want to listen to it again because, yeah, and where the temple is, that would be nice to see.
Yeah, I
It's-
want to see it.
Yeah, it could be in
Temple.
North India, in South
Right,
India.
Yeah.
Yeah.
hmm
So that's really interesting. Okay, so yeah, it could be damaging then. Okay.
Or, we good?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so where are you reading from?
I'm reading from chapter 2, The Ancient Mysteries and Secret Societies.
This one, right?
Yeah, Secret Teachings. Yep, that's it.
All right, wait, what is it?
This
What
is
page?
I don't know. I'm not sure if our page numbers are the same, but this is chapter 2, The Ancient Mysteries and Secret Societies, which have influenced modern Masonic symbolism. And it starts on page 30, my page 39.
39? All right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. All right.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so everyone, this is from Manly P. Hall. This is called The Secret Teachings of All Ages. There it is right there. This is a book that Hall, who was a researcher, wrote in the 1920s. And he was attempting to assemble the wisdom traditions of everywhere.
Yeah.
It's a must read. I mean, I've it's the kind of book also you can like go and read a chapter and then skip around a lot. It's great for that. It's really great for that. Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
Nice.
So far, I have not read this at all in order.
Okay, yeah.
Doesn't have to.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Okay, so this is just a part of a chapter called The Ancient Mysteries and Secret Societies. When confronted with a problem involving the use of the reasoning faculties, individuals of strong intellect keep their poise and seek to reach a solution by obtaining facts bearing upon the question. Those of immature mentality, on the other hand, when similarly confronted, are overwhelmed. While the former may be qualified to solve the riddle of their own destiny, the latter must be led like a flock of sheep and taught in simple language. This is just what we were talking about a minute ago, Christine.
Yes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
The apostle Paul said that these little ones must be fed with milk, but that meat is the food of strong men. Thoughtlessness, and he emphasizes the less, thoughtlessness is almost synonymous with childishness. Not childlikeness, but childishness.
Mm-hmm.
While thoughtfulness is symbolic of maturity. There are, however, but few mature minds in the world at this time, and thus it was that the philosophic religious doctrines of the pagans were divided to meet the needs of these two fundamental groups of human intellect. Mm-hmm. One philosophic, the other incapable of appreciating the deeper mysteries of life. To the discerning few were revealed the esoteric or spiritual teachings, while the unqualified many received only the literal or exoteric interpretations. In order to make simple the great truths of nature and the abstract principles of natural law, the vital forces of the universe were personified, becoming the gods and goddesses of the ancient mythologies. Mm-hmm. While the ignorant and that's what I've always thought about, like the Greek pantheon. Mm-hmm. You know, I think it's a mistake that we make. It's convenient and to personify the deities, you know, to give them personalities. Like Zeus was, you know, always banging.
They do that. Yeah. They make them, they humanize them, but humanize them.
But really, what we're talking about here is, and all those stories are allegorical. They're all symbolic. They have an exoteric meaning for the masses, and then an esoteric understanding for those that are capable of it.
Right.
While the ignorant multitudes brought their offerings to the altars of Priapus and Pan, deities representing the procreative energies, the wise recognized in these marble statues only symbolic concretions of great abstract truths. In all cities of the ancient world were temples for public worship and offering. In every community also were philosophers and mystics, deeply versed in nature's lore. These individuals were usually banded together, forming seclusive, philosophic, and religious schools. The more important of these groups were known as the mysteries. Many of the great minds of antiquity were initiated into these secret fraternities by strange and mysterious rites, some of which were extremely cruel. Alexander Wilder defines the mysteries as, quote, sacred dramas performed at stated periods. The most celebrated were those of Isis, Sabazius, Cybele, and Eleusis. And
real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, real quick.
Yeah.
We're talking about secret symbolism and stuff, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And and one of their main ones was Isis, just saying.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
Isis.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. Isis is the old Egypt goddess, and then they make there something totally different.
Totally different. Yeah.
Yeah. But also the swastika. The swastika is a very holy, auspicious symbol.
Yeah, it is.
From the Lord God Ganesha.
It's a solar
and they use it upside down and for destruction.
It was in China. It was in China. It was all over the First Nations in the Americas. All those people used it in this. There's sand paintings and there's petroglyphs out here of it.
Wow.
Yeah,
So-
because it's the Big Dipper
Yes. Yes.
and Earth's rotation throughout the year.
Yeah.
Right.
The Big Dipper changes, and so it's this for summer, this for fall, this for winter, and
Right.
it makes the swastika symbol.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's also you have the alpha and the omega, and if you can make a picture of it, it's like the swastika, because the beginning of life, you have the CO2. It's how do you call it? Carbon dioxide. That is that is actually the main life giver. That's why they want to do climate change. They want to kill it. I mean, literally, they want to destroy that.
Yeah.
What gives life?
And Susan, that the Big Dipper image, it both represents change and time and cycles and seasons, but it also represents the point of light in the center of that doesn't move. That stays
Right.
fixed.
The constant.
The constant represented in the teaching. Yeah.
Yeah, the constant represented in the change.
Mm-hmm. Right. Okay, let me keep going. Okay. Sacred dramas performed at stated periods. The most celebrated were those of Isis, Sabazius, Cybele, and Eleusis. As a side note, this is where Greek tragedy, this is where we get theater from.
Mm-hmm.
Theater originated out of the mystery schools.
Yeah.
And the ancient Greek playwrights and Shakespeare were in that tradition.
Yeah, but the Greek. Yeah.
Let me turn that off. Sorry. Okay, go ahead.
The Greek tragedy, it was meant as you have to get above it and see the tragedy as in humor, but they made it that they could literally, and then you have all those stories about my loved one, and it's like it became it became sorrowful, but it had to be it was not understood in the right way.
The etymology of the word tragedy, that might be the plumber.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, but take it.
Okay, hang on a second.
Go do what you're into.
Yeah.
Hello?
So, anyhow, so the thing is, it's very hard for people to understand it in the right way, and if they do it, they use it always in the wrong way. I mean, human beings have
Well, that's like the eagle, and I don't understand how no one ever puts that together. Just because they're two different eagles? Like the eagle represented Rome, and now the eagle represents the United States. Like can't put those two together.
Yeah, true. And the eagle in Native American was a very wise bird who sees everything from above.
Right. That's why they use it. They use it in their own manipulative, dark way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because anything's a tool, right? Like a hammer, you can build a house or kill someone. So it's just a tool. It's how you use it, right? So there's power in symbolism. And like I said, astrology and the ancient sites and all that stuff in nature, in the earth itself. And they got all that info and know how to use the symbols, but they use it against us and for their own benefit. They don't use
it. And then they become destructive because they have power. I mean, those symbols are not just symbols; they have very strong meaning and have strong influence. And if you use them wrong, they are destructive too.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you are disrespectful for the life forces, and then they become destructive. Then they become destructive.
This. Yeah. Hold on. See?
Okay. Wow.
Never get lost. It's protection from the storm. It's a symbol for the wanderer, so you can't get Right. You'll find where you're supposed to be, even if you don't know the way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You'll end up where you're supposed to be, even if you don't know the way.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, and the
Well, I
Paris
needed that. I needed some guidance.
Mm.
But yeah, they have power. They do. Especially if you believe it. Like I was talking the other day to someone about how like, you know, people are like, "Oh, magic or this or that or power, nature, universe, God, whatever," right? If you don't believe it, it don't really hold power. It may
Mm.
hold a little bit of power, but it's not
It's true.
more powerful than you. You know what I mean? When you believe something, that's when it becomes real.
Yeah, it's
You make
placebo,
it
yeah,
real.
like, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Um,
If you can,
yeah,
yeah.
go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I just want to say, like, there's a tribe in who drink the poison of that cobra snake, and they don't, they believe it will not harm them because they're above it. Their mind and their is stronger, but they have that for a long, long time, and it works for them. But if we drink that snakes, that was
Mm,
in something in a live stream from Gerardo. He put some video about something, and it was about the power of your beliefs. And
Right.
whatever you believe, you create. And but
yeah.
of course, if we say, okay, if I drink, if we say, oh, that poison of the snake will not kill me, but we don't believe that really. We are not yet that far because when I drink, it surely will kill me because I'm not really.
Right.
Because yeah, we don't have that strong conviction.
Well, that's why I get so aggravated with all this bullshit. Like after COVID, really, you're going to play another round of let's pretend? Like I am so done with it, you know? So with this whole Ukraine Russia thing, I'm like, yeah, okay, keep creating it. Keep creating it. You know what I mean? Like it's not really happening, but it's starting to because you keep talking about it like it's real. So now that
Yeah,
you believe in it and now that you made it real, it's going to happen. Thanks for being weak.
yeah, yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
That's
I
exactly
can't
we
take it.
create that.
And then
We
I get
create
drugged
it.
down in this shithole. And
No, but it's
I don't
true.
even believe in it.
No, I mean neither. And no, it's something. Yeah, I was this morning. I woke up this morning had some kind of clear thinking, and I said, okay, if there is war, it's because people wanted war. It's nothing
Exactly.
to do with those, and don't blame all those powers behind. It's us.
Yeah. Yeah. Because when they first started reporting it, everybody should have been like, yo, hold up. What's going on? Because I don't believe a word you say after the last 2 years that I just went through. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Yeah.
yeah.
No. But nobody did. Everybody's like, oh, did you hear?
And,
Well,
yeah.
he threatened nukes. No, he didn't. He didn't say it once. So if you're talking about threatening nukes, it's because you want to be afraid and you want to think the world's going to end because that's what you want. Yeah, I can't stand it anymore.
I think some people do want that. They just aren't aware.
Mm. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's true. That's self-destructive
It
behavior.
is. It is.
Yeah, very
because they've been
self-destructive.
taken over by reptilians.
Don't say too much because oh.
That's my catchphrase. Oh, yeah. If they do have some beam you out of existence shit, I know it's coming. I know it. They're like, I had enough of this girl shit.
Mm.
Yeah. Okay, you were busy with something. Yeah.
Okay, so I was coming up to a point talking about the ancient understanding of theater and drama. It was exactly what Shakespeare said, holding the mirror up to nature to show us to ourselves.
Yeah.
And the etymology of the word tragedy means literally song of the goat. Well, that's the song of Pan.
Oh yeah.
The god Pan. So tragedy is we think it's tears and it's horrible and it's tragic.
Yeah.
No, it's designed to show us to ourselves. Just like this stuff is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why it came out of the mysteries, because the mysteries were all about raising the consciousness of people.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, what he's reading from is talking about symbolism through like the ages, but I mean like like I'm talking Atlantis. I'm talking about before
Yeah.
Younger Dryas. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He goes,
That kind of knowledge.
yeah. He's just one of those people like Joseph Campbell who, went and sat in a library and studied for like 15 or 20 years or something.
Yeah, they have the focus and they have the perseverance and the tenacity. Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
And he knew some reptilians.
Okay, here we go. So after being admitted, the initiates were instructed in the secret wisdom which had been preserved. Plato, an initiate of one of these sacred orders, was severely criticized because in his writings he revealed to the public many of the secret philosophic principles of the mysteries. Every pagan nation had and has not only its state religion, but another into which the philosophic elect alone have gained entrance. Many of these ancient cults vanished from the earth without revealing their secrets, but a few have survived the test of the ages, and their mysterious symbols are still preserved. Much of the ritualism of Freemasonry is based on the trials to which candidates were subjected by the ancient hierophants before the keys of wisdom were entrusted to them. Few realize the extent to which the ancient secret schools influenced contemporary intellects, and through those minds, posterity. Robert McCoy, a 33rd degree Mason, in his General History of Freemasonry, pays a magnificent tribute to the part played by the ancient mysteries in the rearing of the edifice of human culture. He says, in part, "It appears that all the perfection of civilization and all the advancement made in philosophy, science, and art among the ancients are due to those institutions which, under the veil of mystery, sought to illustrate the sublimest truths of religion, morality, and virtue, and impress them on the hearts of their disciples. Their chief object was to teach the doctrine of one God, the resurrection of man to eternal life, the dignity of the human soul, and to lead the people to see the shadow of the deity in the beauty, magnificence, and splendor of the universe." With the decline of virtue, which has preceded the destruction of every nation in history, the mysteries became perverted. Sorcery took the place of the divine magic. Indescribable practices, such as the Bacchanalia, were introduced, and perversion ruled supreme, for no institution can be any better than the members of which it is composed. In despair, the few who were true sought to preserve the secret doctrines from oblivion. That matches what Elizabeth H. says in Initiation. In some cases, they succeeded, but more often the arcanum was lost and only the empty shell of the mysteries remained. Thomas Taylor has written, quote, "Man is naturally a religious animal. From the earliest dawning of his consciousness, man has worshipped and revered things as symbolic of the invisible, omnipresent, indescribable thing, concerning which he could discover practically nothing. The pagan mysteries opposed the Christians during the early centuries of their church, declaring that their new faith, Christianity, did not demand virtue and integrity as requisites for salvation. Celsus expressed himself on the subject of the following. I'm actually gonna skip this. I'm gonna go down here.
Wait.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. Yes, go ahead.
Okay. Because
yeah.
Did I say that? I don't know, because I was thinking about it earlier, right? Oh,
Mhm.
yeah, I did say it. How, like, right? They have no virtue. They have no self-morals.
Right.
They're just an empty vessel.
Yes.
And that's why now that they lost COVID,
Belief.
it's all, yeah, you grew cream, right?
Right.
And it
Mhm.
says it right here. Where'd it go?
But they don't.
Christianity did not demand virtue and integrity in order to get in heaven. And like I said, that whole personal responsibility thing, right?
Mhm.
Jesus
Right.
died for your sins. So, it's okay to be a fuck up and be a dick and a
Right.
shitty person,
Right.
because also sorry for all the cursing, but also because you know what I mean? And then all you gotta do is say sorry because Jesus died for your sins. No
Right.
accountability.
Yeah.
You are
That's
responsible for your own virtue.
Yeah, no, that's all misusing the words of prophets. That's what they always do.
Right.
Yeah.
And becomes something that all you have to do is believe it in your head. Fuck the rest of your humanity. Fuck your heart. Fuck your conscience. Fuck all that other stuff. Just believe. Just obey. Pay your taxes to the church. Make sure that you support the king and his laws. But fuck the rest of your humanity. Fuck doing the right thing. You don't really need to. All you have to do is go to the priest later on and say, "I'm sorry for what I did."
Yeah.
And do penance.
Yeah, go to the confession.
What do they do the next week? They go and do the same crime.
Yeah, and even confession, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
Like, I have no direct connection to God. I can't ask God or forgiveness myself or talk to him about how I feel. I have to go to a man for him to ask God, because I have no connection to God. He's special and above me. And we've been doing this for 2,000 years. And our whole society is set up like that.
But now it's not the priest. Now it's
authority to live.
Yeah, and now it's not the priest, but it's the pharmacy, it's the Pentagon, it's there are our gods.
Yeah, it's
the gods from modern times.
Amazon, it's anybody with money. That's what it is. It's money. Yeah. We worship at the altar of money.
The exoteric side says all you have to do is believe. But the esoteric side of the tradition says, no, that's bullshit. If you want to attain Christ consciousness, you have to cultivate and change.
Yes,
you have to work.
But that's also the kind of the superficiality of New Age. That it's all outside and too much sensation. But and that is it shows the emptiness of inside, because Krishnamurti said something: how more show on the outside, how more empty you are on the inside.
That sounds like
I saw a meme today. Christine, I'll send it to you after this, right? But it's a lady talking to someone. She's making a face like, and it says, when the person you're talking to says that it transcended so much, they just live in 5D now, right? And I'm sitting there like, okay, like you just live in 5D now, but you're sitting here talking to me in 3D.
That's also
saying?
Yeah. That's now so
right. It's like, oh God, shut up! You're making me sick, because I know that there's actual things out there, and I really have an honest wanting to learn and connect. And you're just making it shitty.
Right.
That makes it so super
dark side.
Yeah. Well, it takes much more. It takes so much more than
gratification. Patting themselves on the back.
Yeah.
That's what now there is. The virtual, signaling. Virtual signaling.
That's what it is.
And then there was that's a long time ago, a teacher told me. So, and they were talking, it seems to me it was like a kind of workshop, like New Age workshop. Sorry, I'm not all against New Age, but anyhow, very superficiality. There was an accident on the street, they were outside drinking coffee. Nobody came to help. Nobody. So typical. It was a spiritual workshop. Nobody came to help. The man was.
I guess they haven't read the story of the Good Samaritan.
See, but then you see how empty it is. How empty.
Yeah, it really.
And then it's just like a simple farmer's home would come to help, and then so. But now those so-called spiritual people, they were nice. They didn't know how to help. Even a child was running for help, but no, those so-called paying like tens of thousands of dollars or whatever. No, very much for a workshop, And
they were taking selfies, going, "Oh my God, look at the guy passed out." I called 911. So virtuous.
Yeah. Right. And then
I'm here like, I ain't giving you mouth to mouth. You took that stabby jabby. I get sick. Sorry about your luck. Honesty is key, babe.
Yeah, that's true.
And then Christine, you go and you read the sages and the mystics and the masters, and they say, look at what's right underneath your feet right now. And the people that are around you immediately right now, and look at your own behavior, and look at your mind, and look at your heart,
Gorbachev.
It's all about the present. It's all about the
Yeah.
present. And they say, don't get lost in any of that, self-congratulatory, I've come so far, look at me, bullshit.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Should I continue or we good?
Yeah. Maybe do one passage more because we are
Little bit more?
already.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're
hopefully
It's getting
I'll
all.
text Gerard and see if he
Yeah, Gerard should come. Yeah, maybe
is
very
in the middle of
soon.
nowhere.
did we lose him?
Oh,
Did we lose Cowboy?
yeah, he's,
Yeah.
yeah. He has to rest.
Yeah.
We have to. Yeah. Mhm.
Okay. The ancient philosophers believed that no man could live intelligently who did not have a fundamental knowledge of nature and her laws.
Mhm.
Before man can obey, he must understand. And the mysteries were devoted to instructing man concerning the operation of divine law in the terrestrial sphere. Few of the early cults actually worshipped anthropomorphic deities, although their symbolism might lead one to believe they did. They were moralistic rather than religionistic, philosophic rather than theologic. They taught man to use his faculties more intelligently, to be patient in the face of adversity, to be courageous when confronted by danger,
Mhm.
to be true in the midst of temptation.
Mhm.
Most of all, to view a worthy life as the most acceptable sacrifice to God, and his body, and his body as an altar sacred to the deity. Sun worship played an important part in nearly all the early pagan mysteries. This indicates the probability of their Atlantean origin, where the people of Atlantis were sun worshippers. The solar deity was usually personified as a beautiful youth with long golden hair to symbolize the rays of the sun.
Mhm.
This golden sun god was slain by wicked ruffians who personified the evil principle of the universe. By means of certain rituals and ceremonies, symbolic of purification and regeneration, this wonderful god of good was brought back to life and became the savior of his people. The secret processes whereby he was resurrected symbolized those cultures by means of which man is able to overcome his lower nature, master his appetites and his ambition, and give expression to the higher side of himself. The mysteries were organized for the purpose of assisting the struggling human creature to reawaken the spiritual powers which, surrounded by the flaming ring of lust and degeneracy, lay asleep within his soul. In other words, man was offered a way by which he could regain his lost estate, return to Eden, return to our original nature.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what I say all the time.
Mhm.
See, this is what I mean. This is why I like these books, because they say everything.
Yeah.
It's like we can do it.
Right.
There's free energy. We can
Yeah.
love each other. Let's
And
learn
that's-
things.
And that's how you know it's the
Oh,
truth,
wait.
because
Yeah.
your intuition screams, this is the truth. I don't need any explanations. This resonates with what I already think
Yeah, true.
about the
It
universe.
is like that. That's why actually, if you're really on a higher frequency, then you know this bullshit. What's on TV?
Yeah.
I mean, and that is for me more a proof that you are kind of evolved. Maybe just not that maybe not much, whatever, but you are evolved. But all the people who are teaching all that stuff and do and take all that
Mhm.
poison, then I think, what are you teaching? Do you know what you are teaching?
Right.
Right. Well, like,
Yeah.
and like it said, they taught man to use his faculties to think more intelligently. They were moralistic rather than religionistic,
Yes.
right? Because
Yeah.
if you're moralistic and you find out the head people in your religion are raping children,
Mhm.
then you morally would not be okay with that, and then
Right.
it would not happen anymore.
Yes.
Or they would put a stop to
Yeah.
these people, not like, okay, we can just go to a new church and have those altar boys. That, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like they would, like, morally, because we would not allow that to happen. Like
Mhm.
that's and I hate
Yep.
that, because we've really given our power away to these people
Yes.
who we know are morally bankrupt, that are
Yes.
completely corrupted, and why? Why do we listen to their rules when they say we have to go to war? Why?
That is sin. That is sin.
Yes,
That
it
is
is.
what I call sin, if you want to call sin.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, because we have the power to be like no, and we're not. And I get it. Like a lot of us are saying, "Oh no, I'm not with that." Blah blah blah. Okay, well then guess what? Oh, 2 million of us better not go to work anymore. How about that? Like we have to do something.
Yeah.
We have to do something. We can't just keep being like no, because they're not listening. They might be hearing us, but they're not listening to us. So we have to do something that is absolutely 100% peaceful. And
they have to be forced.
They have no control over. Like you're not going to lose your house if you miss a week of work. You know what I mean? You could probably miss like a month of work and not lose your home. And then too, what are they going to do? Hire however many sheriffs to kick out however many people from the house, and the banks are going to hit the file, and everybody's going to go to court. Yeah, they're going to do all of that. You know, that's what I mean. It's very simple. We just have to be like, we are not your slaves anymore. Good night.
Find some others.
Collectively, we're not listening to you. We're not going to pay you for doing nothing.
Yeah, we are not going to pay you for killing other people. Come on,
give back anything. They just suck the life out of the host.
Yes,
that's all they do. They are worthless.
Yeah,
they don't create anything.
Nope. No, that's why government funded. I'm sick of that word. That's people funded.
Yeah.
That is my time and your time funded.
Yeah.
Not even money funded, because that shit ain't real either. That's the other thing. We believe in it. It's a piece of paper. It has literally no value at all, but we believe it does. So
true. There you have it, belief. Yeah. So it becomes very important. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I mean, seriously, if you went to the Fed and asked them to explain to you, well, I was just born. How am I $86,000 in debt? They don't have a logical explanation. So you can just be like, okay, that's not real.
No.
Yep.
Right.
Exactly.
Well, of all the money that's in circulation, something like 95% of it is not paper. It's electronic.
Yeah, also.
It's floating in the air, imaginary numbers, nothing you can even touch.
Right.
That is, virtual reality.
Imaginary. It's imaginary. It is an illusion. That's what black magic is. It's illusion. It's mind.
Exactly.
It's getting you to do something that benefits someone else.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and didn't this book too say somewhere? I gotta start reading again. Man, there's lots of things I gotta get back to.
Yeah, true.
I've slipped over the past couple months, and I gotta be more self-disciplined. You read Asher Butterfly, the Mars Venus 0 degrees. That's why I'm so hyper, I think, today. Because I only slept for 4 hours before I get up for work. It said something about corrupting the symbolism and the mysteries to use as black magic.
Yes.
Yeah. And that's what I say all the time. Like they have all that stuff and they use it against us. Like, like even the TV, they have all that stuff and they use it against us. Like, do you guys remember War of the Worlds in like 1932 in freaking or 1938 in New Jersey?
Orson Welles.
They read the book and everybody listening thought like they were being really attacked by aliens. And then, So you know, like that let the reptilians know we can control their minds. You know, like, that's what they're doing right now. Even with Ukraine and Russia, nothing even happened yet. We were getting video clips of video games. Okay, we were getting video game clips, but we kept going, oh, Russia invaded, and now here we are. Black magic.
They wouldn't have been able to do that without factory schooling and without buying. They bought up all the media in the 1910s. They bought it all.
And you can know.
And they forced everyone into school, and that was it. It was over.
It was over.
Yeah.
School killed us.
It was over. Yeah. It was over.
It.
Yeah. And besides, they can't know anything. They can't know anything yet. They don't recognize the Russian from the Ukrainians and things like that. It's so crazy. Oh, come on, give me a break.
Yeah, and guys, anyone who is new or doesn't know me, I say reptilians for like the Klaus Schwab people. Are they really reptilians?
Have you
I don't
seen?
know, but I
Have
don't
you
think
seen
they're
Klaus Schwab dressed up like a Sith Lord? Have you seen him with
Yes.
the black leather and
The black
everything?
one, eh? Like,
Yeah.
It was around.
Yes, Emperor Palpatine.
and which one? Which figure is that? Out of which movie it's coming?
Star Wars.
Yeah.
Star Wars, the Darth. Isn't that
Yeah.
Darth?
The
Yeah.
dark side, ultimate lord of evil, dark
All he
side.
needs is a red
It's
lightsaber.
really, yeah,
Fire galaxy. Yes, that's him.
yeah. And it's really, he's showing it openly. Otherwise, why would you dress like
yeah.
that?
Yeah.
They don't. They're so arrogant. They don't think that we can stop them. Of course, that's
Yeah.
part of the spell too. That's designed so that we don't stop them.
Yeah.
But they're so arrogant. They put all this stuff out in out in you know.
Right in our
They're not
faces.
even hiding this shit anymore.
No, they don't hide it anymore. Absolutely
Nope,
not.
not at
No.
all.
But that's
No.
their fall, eh? That's now it's their fall because now everybody knows what is the next game. I mean, most people. The reset, even people who are not aware, nobody likes it, I think.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, and I shared it. Jimmy Dore
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
posted a
I have to
thing.
read it yet.
Yeah,
Mm.
and it was about, so it was a clip or whatever it was, like I don't know, it looked like an infomercial. And it was a banking guy for Canada, or like some guy, whatever, that does banking in Canada, and he was talking about the digital ID. And so basically he's saying that the banks would be in control of
Yeah.
your wallet and your ID. And don't worry, it's totally safe.
Right.
Yeah, oh yeah, I saw that.
They
You
would
know,
never
yeah.
use their ultimate power over you. They would never abuse
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. I don't want the government in charge of me. You think I want a freaking psycho bank? Are you crazy?
Yeah.
Are you insane? And then I keep hearing like, oh, the cash economy is gonna fall, cryptocurrency. Yeah, you fell for that trap, idiot. Like, you know what I mean? That's how you get into digital ID. And then Mr. Robot, right? So economy collapses, gets hacked, economy collapses, okay? You know what they start doing? So if you pay cash, it's $25 an apple. But if you use the cryptocurrency, it's only $5. And we'll do it. And we'll do it.
Of course, they'll do it.
Slaves, and we're
Yeah.
stupid, and we don't trust each other, and we
Right.
need to freaking grow up and grow a pair. Stop
It's-
being an ass.
Yeah.
They're going to try and put everyone in the cities. You're not going to
Yep.
be allowed to live in the country.
Nope.
If they're going to, obviously we know we just talked about controlling the currency. No more paper currency. The only currency that exists is digital. You have a job, or you'll get whatever.
Mm.
Yeah.
Some people are talking about what's the word for it? There's a term for it where the government just gives you money to live on, right?
I think it's the
Universal
basic
Universal
income.
basic
Yeah.
income, yes. So they'll, and then you'll have a shitty apartment. You won't own anything, and you'll be happy, right?
Mm.
Mm-hmm. And probably most people will be hooked up to some kind of visual reality,
Yeah.
Heck
Kind
yeah.
3D thing, and
Yeah.
everyone will just be living in a video game.
Yeah.
Sounds fucking delightful.
And everyone will be jabbed, and everyone will be sick.
Yeah, it sounds like the human experience.
Yeah.
Because
Mhm.
seriously, think about that. If we're pieces of God sent here to experience itself, we don't do anything. We're you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, let's go experience ourselves.
Right.
You know, let's do stuff. Like I said, let's turn on the pyramid, man. Alchemy experiments, that whole sun gold thing. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Let's
Right.
go there. No, you know what? Seriously, let's plan a trip there and do it. We can do it. Who cares? The tourists will be all busy, and we'll just act like tourists. We're gonna do
Right.
it.
Right.
We will. Come on, please. I know it does something. I know it with all my heart. I know it.
Yeah,
I mean, I
it
could
surely
explode
will.
or melt. I don't know, but I'm willing to try it.
Okay, I think we have to end because we are already 2 hours busy and
Yeah,
more.
I texted him, but he didn't answer, so he must be in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, but where is Gerard?
Middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
In the middle of
I would
nowhere,
say
for
he's
sure.
probably on Mosley Road right now, the county road,
Mm.
the dirt road.
The
out there.
dirt road, or
The dirt.
no?
the dirt
I think he's on the driveway road by
He
now.
could be. Yeah. Definitely. It doesn't take that long to get back from El Paso, and he was already in
On
East
his
El Paso.
way.
Yeah, he was
Mhm.
already on his way.
Mhm.
So, do you want to wrap it up and just click it off, and then it'll just
Yeah.
run without us here? Sure, I can turn it off when it gets done. Who cares? People will leave. If they stay to watch a
Right.
blank screen, that's on them. That's on them.
Talk amongst yourselves.
There'll be at least one bitching. There'll be at least one bitching about the blank screen. Not like, you know what I mean? Like, they'll bitch about the blank screen, but they'll sit there for 5 minutes watching the blank screen.
Right. They're gonna do something. They're gonna say something any minute now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's going on? I can't figure it out.
Right.
Just go.
Right.
I'm so mean. I'm sorry. Hey, Mars and Venus, Aquarius, redefining yourself and stuff. I've had enough of this shit.
Yeah, but Mars and Venus.
I'm redefining myself.
Mars and Venus in Aquarius is still the people can. What I was thinking about that Mars and Venus is like I was reading, all those stuff with Russia.
Yesterday, the day they were in agreement.
The people want the war. The people want Russia to be gone. And there were some really good talkers like, no, because you have to see whole history that if NATO is always expanding, then Russia is right to behave like that. But and I think, okay, yeah, you wanted people, you want war. Don't blame it. Don't blame it. That's what I was really thinking like that. It's great, but sometimes I think you deserve it, people.
Yeah,
we
and
talked about,
and you know what? They like I say, with the astrology and cycles and stuff like that, right? So they've been planting that we don't like Russia thing.
Yeah, already 10 years. Yeah, 10
Right.
years.
Right.
For more than 10 years.
Yeah, and then the whole hate Russia, because you know how I say, like, when we're young, they plant something in our head, and then they bring it back up like 20, 30 years later, so it sparks that, oh yeah, we hate Russia thing. And you know what I mean? For those that can't unlearn shit.
Yeah.
And damn it. Oh yeah, and Russia disappeared, and then all of a sudden Russia came back when Trump came back. It's a little coincidental, right? And now all of a sudden we're Russia, which I think is a little odd that Putin, the whole Edward Casey thing about how, like, if Russia and United States stood together, there would be much more abundance and enlightenment upon the world, right? That was his prophecy, whatever.
Yeah, because there's a lot of old ancient wisdom in Russia too. You can dig very, very lot of ancient wisdom.
And Trump didn't like NATO or UN. He wanted to be a sovereign country again. And he didn't like the federal banking system. And Putin banned the federal banking system. And those two got along. They had to destroy that relationship. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not really for it. I think we need to grow up and be just sovereign without a bunch of leaders.
Sometimes I think we're not grown up. You deserve such shitty leaders because you're such fools, you guys. I mean, the people, they deserve what they get. I mean,
they deserve what they get.
Yeah.
But I'm here too, Christine, and I always get the shit that falls off of their plates because and we need to separate.
Yeah, we need to separate. Totally for segregation.
Yeah, exactly.
To tie it back with what we're just reading here, what we've been talking today is that Russia and Putin, they're far more moral. I mean, you look at Putin and what he's actually done. Not what is said about him, not what your aunt heard on CNN, not what your political candidate said about him. None of that shit matters. What the man has actually done
Yes.
is all that matters.
Mhm.
And I'm not saying that everything he's done, because he's a human being like everyone else.
Yeah.
But a lot of the shit he's done has been very moral.
Yeah.
Extremely,
Yes.
Extremely moral.
Yeah.
And that is what they hate.
yeah,
Like
exactly.
some of the stuff he's done, even if you don't agree with the tactics or the action, he
Mhm.
still did it for like a more, I would say, not a good reason, because us going to war is a good reason, you know what I mean? But for a moral reason.
Yes.
Yeah, for a
Right.
moral reason. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and then that must be. I mean, must be very lonely. As so, the one leader in the world. Maybe Assad was also very, I think, good leader. But even Gaddafi, he meant it well with his people.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy. What and then all the West. But well,
But look at Libya under him.
mhm.
Peaceful, stable, wealthy, the highest per capita income in Africa. They hated that. The cabal, the bankers hated that.
Mhm.
Yep.
Africa was their bitch, their colony.
Yeah.
And that's how they see it. So that what do they do? The pretext for bombing him was totally ridiculous.
Yeah. That's what. Yeah, and then the moral superiority from Putin is a dictator, whatever, he's Hitler. That's what they say. The moral superiority. How dare they? They're bombing like the hell out of all the planet, all those West. It's so hypocritical.
Yeah, that's what I posted that. We have bombed the whole Middle East, Iraq. That's another thing, right? We went to Iraq on a freaking lie. Remember that? Remember that? Remember we bombed shit and killed out 40,000, 400,000 Iraqis and 4,000. So however many it was a lot. We killed a lot of people, and we've been bombing several countries every single day for the last 20 years. And now supposedly Russia bomb someone, and now we're moral superior high ground, and no, they can't do it. Only we're allowed to kill people.
Fucking hypocrisy.
I'm so sick of it.
It's really it's disgusting. It is disgusting.
It is disgusting.
It is. It is. And then to call us the moral grounds, are you crazy? You're debating whether it's okay to give freaking 3-year-olds and 5-year-olds hormone blockers, and you're going to call yourself the morally superior?
Oh yeah, and another thing, Putin wants organic culture, and when the puppet regime was installed by the coup of US in Ukraine, all the great it's actually the plain of crops. I mean, they have the very big grains like wheat. It was the wheat storage of Europe, or from wherever, of even from the biggest wheat storage. But then with the change, the Americans brought Monsanto inside of them. They brought corporations inside of them. All the shitty things they brought in Ukraine, and then it gets so much perverted, and child trafficking and all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
Nicely, that's democracy they brought.
Yeah. That's what democracy looks like. Pedophilia, reptilians eating babies. That's democracy.
That's okay, and then Russia is the bad one, for sure.
But okay, so Gerard is really lost in the sauce. So do you want to just end it?
Yeah, maybe we just wrap it up, and then we'll send him a text from something. And okay, because he's sick. He was also sick, so I feel sorry. So I try to send something.
Jonathan, I'm gonna text him, but you text him too.
I will. Yeah. Okay. We'll overload his phone. Yeah, we will. Okay, good.
All right.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
This was a good.
Bye, everybody.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.
Yeah. We'll
next
see you
week.
Yep.
Next week is Kyle Gibran. It's also nice.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll read some poetry next week. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Bye, everyone.
Okay. Bye. Nearby.